Why did Chris die? Chris died because of craven, irresponsible politicians and the NRA. They talk about gun rights. What about Chris's right to live? When will this insanity stop? When will enough people say, stop this madness? We don't have to live like this. Too many have died. We should say to ourselves, not one more. Thank you. That's it.
All right, folks, your heart has to break for Richard Martinez, whose son Chris was gunned down in that massacre in California by the nutcase. It's just sad that he has chosen to politicize it, and I don't know if he really believes what he's saying, although I think he does because he's been interviewed several times. To blame the NRA and Republicans, how would this man's son be alive if other laws were passed? I mean, what laws? Now, unfortunately, Senator Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut, Democrat, who lied about fighting in Vietnam, you know, many people make that mistake. He decided to politicize this as well.
First of all, my heart and prayers go out to Richard Martinez and the loved ones of all of those victims in Santa Barbara. That gut-wrenching, heartbreaking statement is a reminder of how we felt in the wake of Sandy Hook on December 14th, a year and a half ago, when it seemed like we were on the verge of potentially legislation that would stop the madness and end the insanity that has killed too many young people, thousands, tens of thousands, since Sandy Hook.
Tens of thousands? Tens of thousands? From the statistics I saw in 2012, okay, and Sandy Hook took place the end of 2012. In that year, I think almost 9,000 people were murdered by guns in this country, if I read the stats right. Tens of thousands since Sandy Hook? I'd like to see those statistics. But what legislation were we on the verge of passing that would have ended this madness, as he put it, and saved the lives of the 3 who were shot and killed in California? Now, 3 were stabbed. Did we pass any laws that would have stopped the stabbings? I mean, this is just demagoguery and playing on broken hearts. It's pathetic. It's embarrassing. More.
I really sincerely hope that this tragedy, this unimaginable, unspeakable tragedy, will provide an impetus to bring back measures that would keep guns out of the hands of dangerous people who are severely troubled or deranged, like this young man was, and provide resources. We need mental health resources, and that initiative, I hope, will provide a common ground, a point of consensus that will bring us together in the Congress and enable the majority. 90% of the American people want background checks to be heard, to be responded to, and to end the madness and insanity.
All right. Background checks have nothing to do with this. He bought the guns legally in a state with some of the toughest gun laws in the country. To sit there and say that, oh, if only we passed, if only we were on the verge of passing, and after Sandy Hook, and it would have ended this madness. No, it wouldn't have. More.
The sheriff told us that there were no flags that would have prompted a check on the legally purchased weapons that Elliot Rodger had, and he didn't seem to have large or larger than normal size magazines for his weapons. Do you believe the legislation the Senate did not pass would have made any difference in this case?
The legislation that failed to pass, it got support from 55 senators, would have provided a with more resources, greater ability for the Santa Barbara police to intervene, to use the sheriff's word, to have professionals trained in diagnosing and detecting this kind of derangement. Obviously, not every kind of gun violence is going to be prevented by laws out of Washington, but at least we can make a start.
All right, this guy's parents were rich. He had a therapist. He was seeing a shrink. He gave warnings. The cops did talk to him. His parents called the cops. No bill in Washington would have prevented this, unfortunately. What could I say?